to the home where I was born. Sun in the sky never raised the night to me. The blood on the tracks and they must be mine.
Look at Mbappe, three wide going into school.
And Mbappe dance it. Oh, what a move! What a move!
Do you know what I mean? All my people right here, right now. Do you know what I mean? All my people right here, right now. Do you know what I mean?
Puts himself in the history books. He is, without a doubt, the man of F1XL, but now he's a three-time F1XL champion. He's brilliant.
I don't really care for what you believe, so open up your fist, no you won't receive the thoughts and the words of every man you need.
Good evening and welcome everybody for the finale of season 16 here at F1XL. We have, I'm sure, an absolute surprise for you in this race. We're going straight to it. We had the qualifying set out from the rerun that we had back in, well, 2020. You know, what else could have gone wrong in 2020? We had to have a rerun. My God. Anyway, I'm joined with by Ollie once again. And Ollie, I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm not sure about you, but I think this could very well be the icing on the cake to a really good season.
Yeah, you're right, Gareth. I mean, this season's been superb. One of the best seasons I've commented over in a long time. And to end it at a track like Brazil is, like you said, the icing on the cake. Iconic circuit, used to be the final Grand Prix of the season. Unfortunately, we have to go to Abu Dhabi now, but it's a track where I'm sure we'll have great racing, and with the lineup we usually have with the guys that turn up in this league, yeah, like I always say, it's to put in all the nice ingredients in the pot and it will come out with a lovely cake at the end. So I'm sure we'll have another super race here in F1XL.
Fantastic. Now, I'll quickly run down the qualifying order that I've got in front of me. I don't know if all of them are here, but it is Binary on pole, the champion of this season, with ERL Viper alongside him on the front row of the grid. DES Sloppy will be in third, with WRS Cam in fourth. Turkeys, I don't think Cam is. Oh no, yeah, he is there. Turkeys would have been fifth, but he's not, so it's Squidgy Genie in fifth, with Stracker R11 in sixth. Seventh, the Prophet Media, with Sinful Chris and Lightshock in eighth and ninth, respectively. And 10th place goes to Master Swain. Now, Madman is in 11th, Xbox Nuthead 12th, 13th is F1XL Pingers, Niels 998 in 14th, 15th is Jolly. Now, there's two new names on the bottom of the list, and that's TES Matt 45, the F2 champion of F1XL for season 16. He's come up to try his luck to see how well he fares in this league. And then BXTN, who came third overall, is also promoting himself, or come in and filling some of the slots, because there's a few drivers. Unfortunately, there's no Sanchez. I was really looking forward to seeing what the Mexican driver could do here. He's already had a win this season. I've had to fill in a lot of words in a short space of time, Ollie. I'm sorry. Usually we have a little bit more time than this, but I mean, early doors, is it the champions race?
Maybe. You've got Viper there in second, who, like we saw last week, did an incredible job from the back up to the third. So I don't think it's his race either. And if you look at the likes of the normal guys we have at the top of Lightshock, Master Swain and Chris, they're down in 8th, 9th and 10th. So they've got something to prove as well today. So it's going to be a close one. And I don't think it's Biney's race altogether as of yet, but we'll have to wait and see.
Now, I think this came as a really, not a surprise at the time, but Sloppy, I think it was a couple of races in a row where he was really strong, and then here claiming third place as well. So that was a nice little addition to him, and I'm wondering if that can, he can rediscover that little bit form, because it's dropped a little bit as of yet. As we wait for the last car to pop in, it's quite funny that we've got a force injury at the front of the grid in second place and in last. But we will wait and see how all this pans out. And here we are waiting for the lights. We're on 4 lights, 5 lights here at Brazil. And away we go. It looks like it's a pretty good start from the Renault there, the first Renault. But Viper alongside Binary into turn 1. Will he have the lead out of all this? I think he's going to nick it. No, Binary manages to keep in front. Cam and Sloppy then close to coming together. I think Stracker's dropped down a few positions a bit further down. And Squidgy Genie is up into, well, continuing to stay 5th. With a Williams of Prophet Meaty just behind, having to defend from the Alfa Romeo of Sinful Chris. Master Swain looks like he's up a position or 2, if the things are to be believed. But here comes Viper then up into the inside of turn number 6 there. And he's taken the lead from Binary. Ollie, what have I missed? Oh.
Big mix-up in the mid-pack, Gareth. There's contact between both the racing points.
Is that Squidgy gone? I've just seen Squidgy spinning on the background. Sorry to cut you off, Ollie. That is mental. I'm trying to see what's happened.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened there, but that's 2 early offs from Squidgy and Pingers already, Gareth. So Brazil throwing up a good race already.
Now, sorry to cut you off. What was happening just behind? I know I cut you off mid sentence, and I think Master Swain's into the pits. I've cut you off before you even started talking.
No, it's okay. Not to worry. When it's important, is definitely worth cutting over.
Swain's changing his front wing. Squidgy Genie's retired, and it's a medium compound tyres for Master Swain, and that's definitely not what he would have wanted at all. And hopefully, I'm going to not interrupt you and ask you this time what's happened at the back of the grid at the start of the race.
Well, it looked like it was contact between both the AlphaTauris in that mid-pack with Lightshock, Niels, Xbox 9, they're all together. Press coming round turn 5, and all I saw was Pingers slamming into the wall. So he's in the pits as you speak, getting front wing change for that car. But it's been mental at the start. You can see the amount of positions changed already on the screen, Gareth. So it's as always Brazil plus F1XL has provided a good race so far.
It has indeed. I mean, I think the timing screen has broken because it's saying Viper and Binary were 0.3 of a second apart, but it is much larger than that. Prophet Media, I'll give him a quick shout. He's up 2 places so far, so we're doing a good job with Sinful Chris as well, but obviously that was helped by Squidgy Genie having his issue. And I think Jolly's just overtaken Matt 45, regaining the position and losing Matt out as well. Matt, there's a big battle at the bottom of the grid there, as I think Pingers is now nearly a lap down from these guys.
Yeah, Pingers, unfortunately, he was way behind, and there was another mistake as he went round, so he struggled at the moment. But it's a long all race, 36 laps here in Brazil, so he might have a chance. And then, of course, safety cars aren't rare here either, so I'm sure he's got his fingers crossed for that. But this mid-pack is really starting to heat up. Cam starting to form a little train behind and losing time to Sloppy now. He's got to be careful because Prophet Means going to dive it down the inside before they even finish lap number 3. He looks like he's managed to get ahead. Cam switches back into the slipstream. Can he hold it? He's got Sinful Chris behind him as well. Are they going to go 3 abreast into turn 1? Surely not. No, they're going to go single file, and it looks like Cam has lost 2 positions there in a space of 3 corners, Gareth.
Cam is struggling, Sinful Chris, and we know how prolific Sinful Chris can be, and he started a bit higher up than his usual position. Usually we see him quite having his issues in qualifying, but he's doing well at the moment. But he's all over the back of Prophet Meaty. We wonder what the difference in pace between the two of them are, because Cam was holding them up, but Sloppy doesn't seem to be running, like losing ground to Binary ahead either. So it's definitely an interesting one.
Yeah, doing a good job, Sloppy. We have seen these sort of performances from him before, but I think the fact that Lightshock and Master Swain aren't up there to distract him, he's now been able to show what he can really do. And he's right on the back of Binary here, Gareth. There's just over half a second between them. He's in that DRS as well, so coming down towards turn 1, I think he's a bit too far for a chance at the moment, but keep an eye on that gap.
As I'm looking at Sinful Chris going for the inside move, up the inside, and I think Stracker has got past his teammate as well. Sinful Chris then up into P4 through the Williams and Straka past his teammate. I wonder if WRS Cam is struggling at the moment to be stuck there, as Lightshock is now behind. Is stuck behind Madman. Madman is doing a good job coming down the second straight there, and I mean, do you think the DRS helps him for Chris there, or is that definitely the pace difference between the two of them?
Well, I mean, we've seen how quick Chris can be. We've also seen how quick Profit can be. I mean, I think at the moment it's simply DRS. Well, we'll see now whether he can break that gap and close that 2-second gap to Sloppy, and whether Profit follows with him. And hopefully he's going to have to do. Well, he's going to have to do that. Otherwise, Profit will lose a chance of potentially a podium here. And he looks like he's doing a good job so far, Gareth, keeping up with the Alfa Romeo. But keep an eye on that gap still. Sloppy is closing that gap down to Binary, but Viper with a 2-second lead after 5 laps as well.
We know how crucial Viper's leads can be early in a race. And I know he did the first challenge last week, but Sloppy's not close enough this time. Will Profit Meaty, he has a quick look up the inside into turn 1, but it's not going to happen this time for the Williams driver. But has forced Sinful Chris out a little bit wide into the centre S's, which might give Profit a little bit of a better run. And look at this, already on the attack. And that is Profit Meaty back into P4. And I think with Straka joining the mix as well, that could very well be a really good battle. And who was that just picked up a penalty going into the pits?
I didn't see on my screen. I know Cam's got 3 seconds already early on, but nothing popped up on my screen. Just to have a look at the gaps as well, Gareth. The medium runners are starting to claw in Cam and Straka as well. So this is starting to all form up, and a big old train is starting to come together as well. And those medium tyres, of course, are developing more and more as time goes on. So keep an eye on the gaps as they are closing lap by lap, which is good for us as commentators. There's more exciting racing to come, I think.
Definitely, I'm in full agreement with that. But I've got plenty of filler information. I say information, but this track in general, there's plenty to talk about. Sao Paulo's track, and is now Profit Media has gone wide through the centre S's, and he's just a carbon copy of what Sinful Chris did the lap before, but he's got away with it, I think, and not gonna get past down that second straight. So Profit Media getting away with a little bit at the moment, and these guys squabbling, you said it earlier on, is going to allow Lightshock to come back into it.
Yeah, as Master Swain has retired from the session. What has happened there? Look like his car's still going around on my screen as he pulls into the pits. His car stopped on the pit straight. Very strange. Hopefully everything's okay at his end, but a weird retirement for him. I mean, it wasn't going well for him at the time, but that's really unfortunate for the former championship fighter, championship contender earlier on in the season.
We've seen him get out of worse sticky situations this season, so it is a shame to see him retire from this one. And going back to that penalty, Beastie said it was Squidgy that had a penalty, but I've got to say, Sinful Chris is up the inside, looking like he was going into the pits, but not. He's got past Profit Meaty once again, and I think this is going to be a race-old battle, this one, and I don't think I'm going to come off anything else. Here's Xbox Nuthead, though, up the inside of... No, it's not. Madman's held the position going through it, and... but yeah, I believe it did say Squidgy Genie getting penalty going into the pits, even though he has retired.
Okay, that maybe makes more sense while we can't see anything on our data screens, Gareth. But just looking, the fight between Chris and Profit Media is a great fight at the moment on track. But over the last 3 laps, they've lost more and more time to Sloppy the way they're fighting. They need to work together here, as well as Straka, to claw in these two, because otherwise they'll just lose them altogether. So driver tactics need to come into play, I think, between these drivers.
Yeah, I think they've got to start thinking tactically. Lightshock is in a really good position, actually. Let's have a look at the tyre situation. He's leading the way on the mediums at the moment. But Neil's 998, now that's an odd one. I say an odd one, that's a crucial one. Jolly could very well be going to the end of the Grand Prix as well. He's pitted, he's made his substitute for his tyres, let's say. And Profit Meaty and Straka now. Straka's could actually have a run at Profit Meaty coming down here. I think it could be just a bit too far, the DRS from above for Prophet Meaty there. Sinful Chris's DRS and Slipstream has got through it, and Xbox Nuthead has got. My goodness, they're just constant today, Ollie.
Yeah, I was on board with Nuthead. The I can't think of the word, but he just did the opposite of Madman as he came through the centre S's and got a great run coming down towards turn 4 and managed to get the pass using DRS. So he's up now into 9th place and now needs to close that 1.5 second gap to Lightshock ahead of him.
Nuthead's pace has definitely increased recently, so it's nice to see him back competitive. But Prophet Meaty then having a little bit of a run on Sinful Chris this time round. He's a bit closer, but Sinful Chris actually is pulling away a little bit down the straight, and now that is interesting. And his binary has been passed by Sloppy for P2. The McLaren has got the run on the champion, and that was a little bit unexpected. And here comes Binary then coming back, darting at the McLaren. Will he have a chance around the outside into turn 4? They're side by side, and that's great battling between the two of them. And they're still side by side into turn 5 as well. Turn 6 is going to be a bit dicey if one of them doesn't give up. And I think Sloppy has given up, but he's gone for a little bit of a switchback on it. But very, very close between the two of them.
Yeah, very good racing between the two. That switchback, that was a word I couldn't think of, Gareth. Thank you very much. But great racing from Sloppy and Binary there, and they're giving each other enough space and great respect for racing. So if they can continue as the race progresses, that'd be very nice. But of course, now that gap is almost 4 seconds to Viper. So this fighting between them is not helping their situation.
Definitely not. Viper, I don't even know, I don't want to sound rude, but I don't know if Viper's actually pushing right now. Let's have a quick look on board. Oh, he is. He's definitely pushing. His ERS is virtually out. He has no ERS left. Viper is pelting around the track, and it's definitely showing.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's 3.7 seconds now to Binary, so he is really pushing at the moment. And just looking back at Prophet and Krishna, they're a little bit too far away at the moment, but Lightshock has got past Cam now as well. Cam also got 6 seconds with the penalties early on, but Lightshock, like I said, medium runner, is starting to crawl these guys back in now and bring them into his own fight. It's now 4.7 to Stracker, but keep an eye on the gap between those drivers in 6th and 7th, Gareth, because that is closing down lap by lap.
We did see last week, though, that wasn't... Actually, no, I think it was a Tuesday. That wasn't always the best thing that happened to be on the alternate strategy, as it could hold you up and be a bit slower in the middle section, which gives the advantage to everyone else. But Binary then obviously back past Sloppy, but Sloppy's not really mounted an attack yet.
Not yet. I think as someone's in the pits with that Viper nurse, Ping is retiring from the session. That's really unfortunate for the AlphaTauri driver, but that's his race over and done with. I want to talk about Sloppy, but I'm not sure who to stay on board with, because Simple Chris and Prophet Meaty looking very close. Prophet Meaty looks to the inside. He's not close enough. I think he's too far back at the moment. But Sloppy, he's after being overtaken again, he's bringing that gap back down again, Gareth. So, I mean, he's looking very quick today. I think Brazil might be one of his better tracks, because he is looking incredibly racy tonight, and hopefully it does continue, because it's providing a fantastic race for us in the commentary box.
It is absolutely incredible. We've got little pockets of battle throughout the grid. A Madman and Nuthead then continuing to close in on WRS Cam just behind this battle, and now Cam really has struggled through this race I mean, at the start he was quick, but now he is really struggling on those tyres. I think he's got to think about a pit soon. And let's have a quick look. Prophet Meaty not close enough, I don't think, to mount an attack on Sinful Chris this time. So let's go on board with Xbox Nuthead. Let's give him some time and see what he can do down the start finish straight and then into the next straight.
Yeah, he's looking incredibly close to Cam. Can he go down the inside? He's going to try it. Oh, he pulls back at the last minute, but can he do the switchback coming through the center S's? Cam versus Xbox Nuthead as we go through. Cam was a little bit wide coming around turn 3. Cannot get a good run on him down the back straight down towards turn number 4. He looks like he's going to dive towards the inside. Can he get later on the brakes? Yes, he can. And that is the Ferrari up into 8th place here. Good start from the Ferrari driver on those medium tyres, and he's up into 8th place now, Gareth.
He's definitely, those medium compound tyres are definitely looking a little bit more comfortable than the softs at the moment, as Stracker's now dropped off the battle of P4. It's only just outside of the DRS. We're both at it tonight. Just outside of the DRS zone, but he's agonisingly close to it. Pingers has left the session. I hope there's everything all right on Pingers' end.
Profit into the pits.
Yeah, sorry, I've completely... My brain is just completely fried. Profit into the pits early. Now, do you think this is a crucial move for Profit Meaty?
I think so. Just going to jump back on board with Madman and Cam as they just had contact through the centre as Madman makes it through just about. Have they stopped fighting? I think they have, unless Niels wants to have a go at the Renault coming down the straight. No, he's too far back. But yeah, I think Profit's coming in. I think they weren't really getting anywhere, Gareth. Simple Chris, Stracker and Profit, they were just doing their own thing, and now that Profit's come out, he's come out in clean air. Look at the amount of space he's got on the track map. So if he can get a good run here, he could jump Chris and Stracker by doing the undercut here in Brazil.
It'll be interesting to see how it pans out, but Jolly's still driving around. He's got 18 seconds to Profit Meaty, so definitely a struggle there. Will Binary pits? Nope, but Sloppy does. So Sloppy then, is that a reaction? Is that a knee-jerk reaction to seeing Profit Meaty pit? Or is this his planned pit stop? This is what happens, isn't it? You have one driver pit and then a few others do the same, and it's a hard compound tyre for Sloppy. Interesting move, especially with Profit Meaty going on to the mediums. Now let's see what kind of undercut works at this track. He's going to come out behind BXTN, but where is Profit Meaty? Profit might have a better run on him going down that straight and have a massive undercut on that McLaren. And I think it's a bit too far back. But that is a whopping 4 seconds he caught on an undercut there.
Yeah, he's done a great job. But I mean, if you look at his tyres, he's on the mediums. Can he do 21 laps on those tyres? He probably could, but he will be on the thinnest of materials when he gets to the end if he wants to do that. So he's going to have to get past Sloppy ASAP if he wants to utilise those tyres properly, Gareth. So, and the problem is these guys are now getting into traffic as well, so it's more things they've got to deal with as they progress in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, we'll see what more pits happen. Viper hasn't pitted, but Binary and Simple Chris have. Let's have a look at Binary and see how he comes out in all this mess of a grid. I think Sloppy might actually have, I don't know, I think it's going to end up being exactly like it was with Profit Meaty and Sloppy, with Sloppy and Binary. I don't think there's enough, and Binary has come out right in the middle of a battle with WRS Cam and BXTN. Yeah,
the problem for Binary now is he's stuck behind slower cars. These guys haven't pit yet. They're in their own fight. They don't care about Binary and where he's on track. They're doing their own thing. So Binary's got to weave and try and weave himself through here. Is he going to dive down the inside into turn 8? He's going to try. He's going to have the outside for the next corner. He's going to go around the outside of Cam, but he can't make the move. Cam's got the better launch out the corner. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there between both the drivers. He has the inside line for the next corner. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. Cam somehow stays ahead. Great job from the Renault driver. And look how close Sloppy is now. Can Binary go down the inside into turn 12? No, he can't, and he's going to be stuck behind him, Gad. Sloppy's there as well, as is Profit Meaty. This is really starting to get intense.
Now, this is not what Binary would have wanted at all. I know Viper's now into the pits, but Binary has been held up massively, and Sloppy's going to go for the overtake up the inside. Binary's pushed him really wide nearly into the wall there, and I don't think Sloppy will be too happy with that one, but he's gone wide again, and there's more contact between the two of them. Sloppy's trying his best to get there, but Profit Meaty's there as well. This is not for the battle for the lead. It's a battle for something and a second place, and I think, no, this is going to end badly for one of the drivers if they're not careful. Profit then struggling to keep it on the road, but Binary has managed to keep ahead of them, crucially for him.
Jeez, that was close coming into the wall there, wasn't it? Coming into, crossing the start-finish line around with Schumacher and Barrichello from a few years ago, almost taking each other into the wall. But they looked like they all made it out nice and cleanly, just about. I know there's a bit of contact, but they have all got their front wings just about, I think. But like we mentioned, Viper's coming into the pit. Look at the amount of cars between Viper and Binary now. I know you guys haven't pitted, but there was only 3-4 seconds between them, and now the gap's really opened up. This is advantage Viper 100% here, Gareth.
We knew what Viper is everyone knows what Viper is capable of, and he's doing it yet again. There's a battle in front of Binary now. BXTN and TES Matt 45, who have been going hammer and tongs all race, and I think they're going to end up getting in the way of Binary again. And this is reminiscent of Hungary, when Binary, Sinful Chris and Lightshock were trying to get through Gunhead and Man, and they just couldn't. At the moment, this could end up being like that.
Yeah, it feels like that. It's almost deja vu all over again for Binary. But of course, these guys they're in their own battle. They have every right to fight away for these positions. There's a note, Chris is getting back past through, but it looks like BXTN 90 has just managed to... and the sloppy straight into the back of the racing point, and that's no front wing, or half a front wing for the McLaren there. Didn't see... I don't know if he broke early or he dived at the inside, but that's crucial for Sloppy's race now, Gareth.
Looking back at it, I think Sloppy was expecting a little bit more love from BXTN there, and expecting to be let through like BX let Binary through, and it just didn't happen. I know BX and Binary are good friends, so they different cars, different leagues, but it is what it is, unfortunately, and there's a new front wing probably required for Sloppy, and that is such a shame for the McLaren driver, as he's now holding up drivers coming through the grid, and Profit and Sinful Chris are those two drivers, and Matt 45 then holding off Binary at the moment.
Yeah, and Sloppy's really struggling. You see how close. And it's diving down the inside from the Williams. There's a little bit of contact as they come through turn 8, round 9. Chris is getting involved as well. But Sloppy doing a great defensive job at the moment. He's just parking it on every apex, and Sloppy just can't make his way through at the moment. He might have to wait until they get into the DRS zone. But crucially, Binary is getting away from these drivers now. Chris is going to look down the inside, but he can't make it through. Round turn 12 they go. DRS is going to have to be enabled here for the drivers to get past Sloppy, because he's parking it like a big red bus on the inside there. But Chris is going around the outside as well. It looks like Sloppy's going to come into the pits. No, he carries on, and Chris is around the outside. Are they going to go 3 abreast into turn 1? Surely not. I don't think they are going to go 2 abreast. No, they are going to go 3 abreast, Gareth. What a race they're having here. But Sloppy still managed to stay in front, and they're all in the same position still to go. Please take over. I'm losing my breath.
I can't believe that Sloppy's able to hold on, but it is now finally, surely, Profit can get ahead through into turn 4. He has, but will Sinful Chris as well? No, Sinful Chris is going to have to survive, struggling behind that McLaren as we speak. And Sloppy, well, a valiant defence from the McLaren, but here comes Sinful Chris up the inside of 5, and he's somehow got the move done where others have failed, and Sloppy then struggling. Sinful Chris was not having any of that, and didn't want us to be stuck behind that battle for that long. Viper has got past Lightshock for the lead. I don't know if that's been mentioned, but that's something that's happened. So yeah, Lightshock then holding out 20 lap old mediums. I think he'll be going till 24. No, curse of the commentator, goes into the pits this lap, and I think Sloppy should maybe cut his losses and pit. He's on the hard compound tyres, throw a set of mediums on it, will be all right. And he'll be a bit more competitive than the others. But a Profit Meaty then up into P3, battling away with Sinful Chris. And, well, the gap to Binary is back to where it was before the pit stops. There's about 3 seconds. But look at the gap. Crucially, look at the gap between Binary and Viper. That's 7 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, Viper today is in a different league, 7 seconds, and I think the fact that the whole battling and their position coming out of the pits has really affected Binary, and also, Profit Media and Chris and Sloppy's race, really. The fact that Viper was behind one car while the others were behind a whole, gaggle of cars. I mean, they've all pitted now, but it really does affect you coming out in traffic, and the fact that they've been battling the whole time as well hasn't helped their situation. But they're in some clean air now. They and should really run away with this now. Barring any penalties, but we've had a great fight so far, and probably Media and Chris can continue this from our point of view. It'd be great, but still wondering why Sloppy hasn't pitted, Gareth. He will be caught by Strack any minute now.
Oh, and Simple Chris is trying everything to get through that Williams, and that Williams was parked probably in the right place, to be perfectly honest. And they're through. Well, will Simple Chris have another go? It looks like he's got a good run out at Prophet Meady down into the turn number 4. Will he have it? Simple Chris has up into P3 for the Alfa Romeo driver now. Can he pull away from the Williams driver, or is it going to be continuing to be just full on? However, is it 12 rounds in a boxing match? Are we going to have 12 rounds of these guys?
I think we're already on round 15, Gareth. I think we've surpassed the boxing now. You don't even know what goes more than boxing rounds. But yeah, they're going to continue going hammer and tong in this Grand Prix, and we're only on lap 22:36. So we're just going to go on and on and on. But looking a little bit further back, just to mention quickly, Prophet does have a penalty as well, which I think we didn't see in all that fighting earlier on. But a great little train now forming, fight between Madman Niels, BXTN and Matt, all fighting away for the last 2 points paying position. So keep an eye on that fight as well.
I had just moved over to it as well, just as you start. It's like great minds think alike, but they're looking very feisty at the moment, those guys. And well, Niels, I did lose the position to Madman, but he's on the medium compound tyres, so he's maybe not trusting his tyre wear on the softs, but he's definitely one to watch towards the end of the Grand Prix. Sloppy then somehow keeping up with the guys ahead, but I think that could fall off very soon because, well, the front wing and no DRS is going to cause him a lot of problems.
It is, however, he's on the harder tyre, so as the race goes on, he will be, well, I say catch up. The fact he hasn't got a front wing, he's still only 1 second behind Chris and Prophet, is a phenomenal job so far for Sloppy, and it shows what could he do if he had a full front wing.
Yeah, I think he just got a little bit of unlucky with the situation forced to him at the point, and with Binary and everything, because he was matching Binary for pace, but Binary now is 7.1 seconds behind Viper. The champion did not want this to happen, and any other day of the week Binary would be controlling this race right now, but still, with the battle for P9, it's all hotting up, not hotting up, whatever that means. But I've got to give it to Niels. He's doing a really good job just keeping everything together right now.
He is, yeah. BXT and Matt are on soft tyres, as they should be. Trying to get past this Alfa Romeo, and then he's holding his own as Prophet Media gets a second penalty here. That's 6 seconds already, and while the other two haven't got anything at the moment, Chris and Sloppy, so he's going to struggle here. But like we said, back to Niels, doing a great job at the moment, but really, he looks quicker than Madman at the moment, but he just can't get past the Mercedes. Doing a good job so far ahead of him, and then further up you got Nuthead in 8th on his own. A bit of a lonesome 8th place at the moment for the Ferrari driver, but that fight is really starting to heat up between 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th.
Yeah, it's a big battle, and Madman can can claim some big points here for his debut season in F1, and he's pushed hard. May not have been the quickest, but he's definitely done. He's not done himself a disservice with the effort he's put in.
Yeah, no, definitely. Doing a good job so far. However, he does have that penalty against his name, so he might struggle with that. But has Niels got a good enough run? Madman's going to have to go to the inside line, but Niels just not close enough yet, Gareth. I don't know whether that Mercedes is running a lower downforce. Sorry, higher down. No, lower. I don't know. I'm an engineer. I should really know this, but he's quicker on the straights basically. So he's and Niels can't get close enough to him. So he's doing a good job at the moment, Madman. I'm just looking further up now, Gareth. We mentioned Sloppy starting to drop off once he's at DRS, and he's really dropping back now. 2.8 seconds back to Prophet Meady now. So the McLaren really struggling on those tyres, and he looks like he's coming into the pits. No, he's not. He lies to me once again. He tricks me every time.
It's the way they take that last corner, and I'll go on board with Niels, and they take it so... No, they're not going to. The time I look at them, they don't. They must hate us. Is that another time penalty for Prophet Meady? No, it's the same one. It's just telling me he's had it again for some reason. But if we look at the penalties, there's 9 seconds for Cam. Matt 45 then has overtaken BXTN just behind, and there's 6 seconds to BXTN, 3 for Madman, and 6 for Prophet Meady. And while this is, I don't want to say it's a lull, because it's definitely not a lull in any shape, way, or form. But I know you mentioned earlier on that this used to be the last, obviously the finale to an F1 season, and now we unfortunately have to go to Abu Dhabi. But I just don't like Abu Dhabi as a last race of the season. Now something like this or Japan. I like Japan as a final race of the season as well. There's a little bit more. I don't want to say history, but there's a bit more. It is basically history about it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, everyone remembers in modern times. Just keep an eye on Niels at the moment. And also, Stracker's got past Sloppy coming down to turn 4 as well. So, but of course, Sloppy's struggling on those with half a front wing. But Sloppy's, no, he's not going to come back, is he? No, he's not. But like you mentioned, Gareth, there is so much history behind this. I mean, '08, of course, is that Glock, as everyone remembers. And of course, Japan, we've seen multiple finals. Final showdowns, we saw Senna and Prost, of course, multiple times coming together, and I'm sure there's a whole host of other moments that we in our younger age have don't know too much about. But both the circuits have so much history, so much character as well. Unfortunately, Abu Dhabi hasn't got that, and it's just been a bit boring every year there when you go there, Gareth. And there's not much about that circuit that I go, oh, I'd love to visit it. No, I'd much prefer to go to Brazil or Japan as a circuit, as a fan anymore.
Yeah, as Matt 45, will he? No, he won't. Oh, is he? He's having a little look on Niels there, up into the inside of turn 1. There's a little bit of contact, and a continual contact as well. Matt 45 and Niels then not. Oh, and BXTN is back through. Oh no, would you have seen that coming? I don't think Matt 45 then should have gone for the overtake. BXTN has a look there. I think Matt 45 maybe outbroke himself into the first corner then, which cascaded this, but it has given Madman maybe a little bit of a gap to push on. As action reignites here in Brazil, and wow, it's definitely a different race to commentate on. We haven't had qualifying. Feels like we need a warm-up in qualifying, where instead of just going into straight into the frying pan and on all that. But I have got a little bit of information to what happened.
Prophet down the inside, Gareth, through turn 1. Has he got past Chris? Yes, he has, and that's Prophet up the inside, coming through the first center S's, but Chris isn't going to give up just yet. He hangs it round the outside, using as much momentum as he can. He's in the gearbox of the Williams. He has the inside coming down to turn number 4. Can he break late enough? Yes, he can, but can the Williams hang around the outside? He's going to try his best, but he's been run wide by the Alfa Romeo, and that is Chris back up, keeping 3rd place for now, guys, but they're still side by side. They come round 6 and 7. Surely they can't keep on going round this corner, but they will. Round 8 they go towards 9. Can the Williams hold it on the inside? The camera's late, but he still has it slightly on the inside through there, but they're still going, Gareth. How are they managed to do this? The Alfa Romeo, I think, has just about got the position made. Wow, that was non-stop.
That is constant. We've lost. We lost. Light Shock has overtaken Stracker and Sloppy in the process of all of this as well. But Prophet Meady and Simple Chris are giving us. They didn't like us not being on them. They we were watching the battle for P9, but no, these guys is going full at it. And here comes Prophet Meady again, going around the outside into turn 1. Can Prophet Meady? He's got the move done, but Or has he? The front wing of Sinful Chris is still there. It's going to be the same as last time. Prophet Meaty then having to defend for his life. And he's going to have DRS. And here comes Sinful Chris then up around the outside. Will they have the same side-by-side battle? They do not into turn 4. Sinful Chris then has made the move, well, defended the move a little bit better than last time. But they do have Light Shock bearing down on them behind in P5. Let's have a look at the tyres. 15 lap old for Prophet Meaty, so he's doing a really good job there as Niels has a little look at Madman a bit further down. Let's go on board with that one as it has kind of settled out. But going back a few laps ago, I said that I've got information from Pingers. Unfortunately, him and Light Shock, teammates nonetheless, had a little bit of an incident in the early doors.
I thought he was there. I couldn't confirm though. But yeah, unfortunately, we've seen teammates butt heads in the past, Gareth, and yeah, it's raised its head once again. Is Prophet close enough? No, it's not. It seemed like when we went off them, we're like, hey, why aren't you looking at us? We're battling, and then they come explosively back on the scene. So obviously, and then Prophet's at it again now. Gareth, he's going to dive it down the inside. We're using DRS. Has he made the move stick on Chris? I think he has. He's got past him before the corner started, and that is the Williams back up ahead. But Chris, I'm sure, will not give up. He's almost glued to the back of that Williams as they come towards 6 and 7. Will he dive it down the inside into 8? He's going to try his best. He's trying to get the momentum through there, but he's not close enough at the moment. That is Prophet back into P3.
These two are going to be at it they have been at it all race, and they're going to be continuing it until the last lap, as there's a little bit wide from the corner there from Prophet Meaty, which will probably give Sinful Chris just that little bit of a nudge to get back at him. And those tyres definitely do not look happy on Prophet Meaty's car. So that is now, well, they're coming round this like long turn, what is it, turn 14, 15 for the 31st time, and there Sinful Chris goes again round the outside into the centre S's, and he's got the move done quicker before, but then Prophet Meaty's going to have a go at him down the straight. And will he have the DRS, the ERS and the slipstream? He does. It's into the inside of turn 4. Oh, there's contact this time, and that's cut the move off, unfortunately, for Prophet Meaty. But I mean, I'm surprised that they've not had major contact before that, to be honest. These two have been just continual.
Yeah, I think that was probably the biggest piece of contact they've had between themselves in that dice. But watch Prophet catch back up again. I'm sure he will. And look at Light Shock. Over the past 2 or 3 laps, that gap was almost closed by 2 seconds. So Light Shock wants to get involved in the last couple of laps here, so he might make it a 3-way fight for the lead. And it'll be an astonishing feat if Light Shock can get onto the podium here. Prophet, of course, has his penalties. He's going to struggle, but if he can keep up with Chris, and if that fight can continue, it will carry on, which is great for us to see. And hopefully it doesn't. Also, that fight, but Niels has managed to get past Madman as well. So that's that fight for P9 still going along at the same time.
Yeah, it's continual, it's constant, it's crazy, and that is what F1XL Season 16 has been all about. And, well, it's a shame for Madman. I don't know how much pace Light Shock has got in those tyres left. It's 2 seconds between them. He's 11 lap old softs. It's going to be a really big ask for him to join this battle and succeed. Sloppy is still cruising through as well. Fair play to him to sticking it out. I think he might have been a bit quicker if he'd gone into the pits and done everything, but you can never tell, especially with traffic, which has got him in the trouble in the first place.
Yeah, it's almost what could be for Sloppy, and we've seen glimpses of his pace this season, and it's really showed today what he could potentially do. But unfortunately for him, he's not had the luck on his side tonight. And I think you mentioned Light Shock. I mean, I think the fact that Prophet and Chris were fighting so much closed that gap into Light Shock. But when they're separated now, Light Shock is struggling to close that gap. I mean, he's closing it a little bit, but 12 laps in the soft tyres, I don't think he's going to be there coming into the last couple of laps. But that fight for P9 still going ahead, so I'm sure that we'll try and concentrate on that with in the closing laps of this Grand Prix.
Yeah, it's still going strong, but I think Profit may be feeling the effects to his tyres being 19 laps old, and I mean, fair play to Viper for sticking out on those softs for so long and having the advantage over everyone else. He's on, other than Niels, who started on a hard compound tyre. Actually, Straka had those softs for a while as well, but he's a little bit further down and getting caught in traffic. But Viper just raced his own race, and on a penultimate lap now for the Racing Point fill-in. He's doing a really good job at the front of the grid. Binary now 10 seconds, 19 seconds in front of third place. I think he could pit for a set, or he could have pitted for a set of softs and got the fastest lap at this rate.
Yeah, Viper, Viper's doing a great job. I mean, shows his quality in this league, and I mean, imagine if he'd entered this year, it would have been something else. But further down, I think Niels made a mistake. Yeah, Niels is round turn 1, and that's him out, but back towards BXT and Madman. Can BXT get down the inside, come into turn 4? No, he can't, but I think we missed the contact there. Gareth Niels round and 40 back in the 12th.
That's a shame for the Alfa Romeo driver. He's racing a pretty decent race as well. He could, if he battles away though, he could still claim points. He's just got to reduce that gap to Matt 45 to, I would say, 2.5. I think with 1 lap remaining, I don't think that's possible. But it is F1 and it is F1XL, so anything is possible. We're finishing early on a Sunday night. That's another thing that's incredible as well. But for the last time, Viper then is into turn 5, and we'll go on board with him in a minute. Profit then starting to stage a fight back on Sinful Chris one last time as well. Matt 45 is right up BXTN's gearbox, but it's not going to happen on this occasion. Let's go on board then with Profit Media. He's just too far away, and I'm sure he will try anything throughout the race or the remainder of the race to get anywhere. Jolly, unfortunately, Jolly will be able to finish his last lap as well. I suppose if I ask you to just concentrate maybe on Profit Media and Sinful Chris, see if there is anything that goes on there. I know BX10 is all over the back of TES Madman, but it is all about this man, ERL Viper 9. He started second, but has barely been out of the lead. He wins the Brazilian Grand Prix here at F1XL, the last race of season 16. Here comes Binary. Great little race for him. It's a shame he couldn't take the victory on the last race of the season for him, but he is the champion after all. Here comes Sinful Chris. It's 9 seconds for Profit Media. That's huge as well. Sinful Chris then will cross the line and finish on the podium, 7 seconds behind Binary, and Profit Media then, he's going to drop down the order a little bit there, but Lightshock will claim 4th place. Straka in 5th. Sloppy, a heartbroken 6th there for the McLaren driver. Profit Media will finish 7th, only just to the Ferrari of Xbox Nuthead. TES Madman then, the F2 champion, will finish 9th in a good race for the McLaren driver, and Madman will finish 10th with the penalties counted, and it was close for Niels, but it's 11th for him, and BXTN will come home in 12th. And then finally, let's have a look at Jolly and see how he handles all the last few corners here at Brazil. And is he going to? I thought he was going to do donuts. I thought he was going to surprise us with some donuts then. But a great race nonetheless for the rest of the grid. And Jolly then, is he going to crash into the wall? No, he's just going to cross the line. Oh, he's got a puncture. He's got a puncture.
Oh, that tyre, wow.
Ooh, he did take them. Matt 45 for driver of the day. I don't know if I would give it to him. He's drove a really good race, but we'll come to that in a minute as Viper takes a selfie on the podium there. Not vain at all, but we'll wait for the. I'll let you do the honours and get the drivers in for the podium questions as we run down the order for the list here at Brazil. As soon as it gives it to me, we know that it's Viper in that took victory. Binary then came home in second with a penalty in the end as well. Simple Chris coming home in third to round out the podium, and Lightshock in fourth place. In fifth is Straka with a pretty decent result for him, and TES Sloppy then in sixth, and a race definitely of what could have been for the McLaren driver. Seventh place was Profit Meaty, and eighth is Xbox Nuthead. A good four places regained for the Ferrari driver. TES Matt in ninth, and Madman coming home with a solitary point for the Mercedes team, but it was good enough, I'm sure, for him. And then outside of the points is Niels 998, BXTN, Jolly, and WRS Cam, who was a lap down. Non-finishers were for F1XL Pingers, Master Swain, and Squidgy Genie. Now, let us... I don't want to leave the session just yet. I'll hand over to Ollie, though. I think we've got most of the drivers in here. Do we have Viper?
Got all three. They're all on time, which is all straight in. So let's have a chat to the top three. So first of all, of course, we'll start with the race winner, ERL Viper 9. Well done on a win. So it's 2 podiums in two races, so not too bad. So a very quiet race for you today.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to put it. It was a bit difficult on the opening lap getting past Binary. I knew it would be important to get past him as early as possible if I wanted any chance of pulling away like I did. So really good fight, to be fair, through turn 1, 2 until midway through the second sector. A lot of respect each way. I think it was quite a ballsy move that I went for around the outside. I think a lot of people would have just pushed me off track, but respect to Binary for leaving just that enough space. So yeah, and then after that it was just a case of just driving off and driving as fast as I possibly could. One thing I had in mind from a lot of previous league races at Brazil is that the undercut, whilst powerful, can be detrimental in terms of traffic. And so when I saw, I think it was Sloppy pitted first, I saw he came out in an awful lot of traffic, so I knew Binary would come out exactly the same place, and so I realised that the overcut would be the way to go. Pulled that off, got out ahead of all the traffic, and it was kind of plain sailing from there. But yeah, drove quite well.
Yeah, I mean, when you came out, it was, had limited traffic compared to some of the other drivers who were trying to negotiate through. And for you, I mean, do you prefer the races where you're out on your own and just having to concentrate on lap by lap, or do you prefer the races when you've got someone you're fighting away with for the end of the Grand Prix?
I prefer starting last, in all honesty. It's just more fun. Okay. Like in Belgium early in the season, it's more enjoyable that way. More battles, and like obviously having a head-on fight for the lead, it is good fun as well. But I like starting last the most. Put it that way.
Well, I mean, it all works out. I mean, you did it or you almost did it last week and get the win, but tonight you got the win. So well done on that. And next of all, we'll chat to P2 Binary. Well done on P2. It would have been even better if you got P1 and finished the championship and winning the final race, but it wasn't meant to be. But Guy, it wasn't easy after that pit stop.
No, not at all. The traffic, just obviously they're entitled to fight for their positions. Just you're sitting there thinking, I'm on fresh tires. Like I'm genuinely going to get past you. Just why are you turning in on me? Defending as hard as they are, but they're entitled to do so. It's just I'm obviously trying to make sure I don't lose time to the cars behind, stuck in traffic, while trying to catch up to Viper, who was just on a different level today. Just couldn't keep up. A couple of times I was able to maybe close the gap a little bit, but not consistently enough to even stay with him. It was a solid race overall. I think P2 is all right.
Yeah, I can imagine the fact you came up in that traffic and you had to negotiate didn't help your situation, and of course then Viper sort of ran away with the lead. And looking, I mean, season's finished now. I mean, in the off season, have you got more league races planned, or is it maybe time to chill out for a little bit before we kick off for the next season?
It never stops for me. I've always got a league race somewhere. Got one on Tuesday, and then new season starts up on Friday. So back at that.
Non-stop. Well, that's what we like to hear. So, well done again on the championship and P2 today. So finally, we shall talk to Sinful Chris. And God, you gave us some good camera action today. It was non-stop between you and Profits. I mean, just talk us through that.
Yeah, it was a tricky race. Profit gave as good as he got, and we're sort of working together at the start there to try and catch back up to Sloppy and Binary, but sort of fluctuated between 2 seconds and 2.5 seconds with the battling, and they were like pulling each other along as well. After that, it was just who's going to blink first. Sloppy pitted early, got caught in traffic, and I think Profit went a lap or two after that, and then I thought sort of like Viper. I know that the undercut is powerful, but sometimes the overcut can avoid the traffic and work in your favour. It didn't really for me. I still came out behind them, but I think Sloppy got in an incident with a few of the back motors and lost some wing, which sort of put him out of the run for the podium. And then it was just a ding dong from there with me and Profit. But I was quite wary of Light Shot catching up towards the end, so I needed to get past Profit and sort of pull away. And I had some ERS and fuel in reserve for sort of the last stint of the race, so I think that's what sort of solidified P3. But yeah, it was a hell of a race to end the season on with the battles, and hopefully we can have the same again next season.
Yeah, I mean, we were on board a lot with yourself and Profit, and it was a great little fight. So I'm sure you'll enjoy watching that back. And those sort of races, do you enjoy that intense, battling between other drivers? Or do you prefer, chill out a little bit more in a Grand Prix?
Well, it's always nice to start on pole and drive to a win, isn't it? But I'm a bit like Viper. I like sort of getting in amongst it. Having a few ding dongs with people is always fun. But in a championship, you've got to try and take the maximum points. And if it's a pole to a flag finish, then you'll take them all day long. But no, this race didn't really mean anything to me. I've got an ASR spot. I can't go any higher. I can't go any lower really. So it was just have a good race, see where I finish, and look forward to when the ASR comes around.
Yeah, definitely. Well done on P3, and well done to Binary and Viper as well for their podium positions. And hand it back to Gareth to round off the stream.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Ollie, and thank you and congratulations to the podium runners-up, podium finishers here at Brazil, and congratulations for a championship that has been on the doors for a while for Binary. He's finally claimed it here at F1XL in the top division. Now, before I end the stream, there's a few things to discuss F1XL related. We have obviously finished our last race at season 16. We've got Extra, which is the ASR preview show, the rerun, and obviously the Word Game finals. And then we have the ASR, which is next week, which is our all-star event, all-star racer. The ASR is analogy, and it's 100% race. Track has been chosen, but no one knows it yet. The team owner and drivers, the team owner and the driver sign-ups are ready for season 17, which will get underway on the 14th. I'll get it right, of February. Which, if I remember rightly, is that Valentine's Day?
Yes.
Yes, your love for us is unmatched. What a way to start the season. That's going to be an interesting one to explain to the missus, but we'll get there nonetheless, I am sure. But for now, that is all the time we have for season 16. It's been an absolutely phenomenal show. I just want to thank Ollie one last time for becoming the co-commentator that I needed here in F1XL, and he has done a phenomenal job. But for now, we will see you guys in the next one. How has he held that? How has Swain held that going into the pits?
Oh, big crash there.
Is he doing an Alex Albon? Breezed off, but he's got it. awesome move from SF.
Wow.
He's
No
nicked the
DRS. Oh,
DRS.
the DRS for the Williams. Oh, he goes to the inside.
Oh, what has Binary done?
Oh no!
Oh my god, and Piggers has been hit by his teammate. It looks like he's going to come home in P1 for the first time since Russia.
Surely not, he has done it! The Ferrari's gone round the outside of turn 13 and he's taken the lead on the final lap. Down the inside through
What
turn
a
13 and
move.
up in the second.
And here his front wing flies from somewhere. I think that was Tree. I think that was Leeds. I got really excited then.